China, the Industrial Revolution. We can't help but pay attention to the many media stories of the economic booms in Asia. Let there be no mistake, another industrial revolution is at hand, and is taking place in China. China's economic boom has not only been felt worldwide, but its greatest impact has been on the people of China themselves. Welcome, my name is Rhonda Williams, and I am here today to discuss how China's Industrial Revolution has changed the landscape of everyday life for the mass majority of its people. There are three significant changes. One, the enormous migration of people from rural to urban communities. Secondly, the socio-economic impacts on these internal immigrants. And last, the ever-so-lifting hand of oppression. In 2004, the BBC reported, in 25 years' time, 345 million people will migrate from the rural areas of China to the urban cities. This will be the largest mass migration of people ever in recorded history, anywhere. The ability for the people living in rural areas to move around and relocate actually began in the late 1970s with the end of the Mao Zedong rule and the lifting of the hukou, or household registration. If you were registered in a rural area, you were registered agricultural and restricted by the hukou mandates to remain in the region of your homestead. The loosening of these restrictions, along with the industrial boom of the 1980s, allowed many living in the rural communities, notably young adults, to migrate to the urban areas to look for work, better income, and a better life. When they arrived to meet their new urban life, they were met with a variety of socio-economic hurdles. Many of the stigmatizations placed on the migrant workers were discussed in the Stratford Global Intelligence article of April 2, 2007. Among these are the fact that although these floating workers were allowed to travel to work in the cities, they were not allowed to live there. The migrant workers, often treated as second-class citizens, and because they were not registered to live in urban cities, they were not allowed food rations and were often denied medical care and education. Finally came the blue ID card. This allowed more freedom for the migrant workers to move about in the urban areas, as well as legitimize their access to jobs. Lastly, a couple of examples of how the Industrial Revolution has led to the lifting of oppression. Although the migrant workers are still forced to live outside of the cities in what is often referred to as market towns, these market towns have developed into smaller yet highly populated areas. The density and overall lack of space has forced the people who operate the markets in these small townships to work together and solve on their own the many problems that come with overcrowding. This in itself has led to the decline or the need for governmental controls over cultural productions. And with all this variety of markets and access to new technology, so has come the internet. As noted in a 2000 report from the Center of Chinese Studies, the impact of the internet on the Chinese people has been huge. Although the government monitors internet services, it is still a remarkable source for mercantile and trade, and more importantly, it has opened a door to a wide range of social interactions and means of dialogue that were never available before. So the next time you hear about China and trade in the news or read about it in the paper, I hope you'll take a moment to reflect on what is evolving behind the scenes, especially for the people of China. The mass migration of people in hopes for a better future, the socio-economic impacts they endure, and their new daily freedoms as the ever-so-lifting hand of oppression is lifted. Thank you.